All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy May 28th, coming to you alive, feeling grateful, feeling encouraged, feeling inspired. We just ended our eighth intensity, and I'll tell you what, there's some people that are on this call that successfully completed intensity, and I want to give them a huge shout out. Kelly, Brandy, Brianna, Heather is on here, Lisa is on here, all of them, Nicole's on here, middle of the screen. They all walked directly into the fire and told themselves that I am a fire woman, I am a fireman, and I'm going to accomplish despite adversity, despite challenges in the market, despite the drunk monkey on my shoulder telling me I don't want to do this, I don't want to show up, and why does he have me doing all this social media content, whatever else the fuck it was. They showed up and they finished and they did it strong. And so I'm super encouraged. I'm super excited. Congratulations to each of you. We'll talk more about that down the road, but let's go ahead and get rolling. Aaron, Chris, I'm going to have you bring us out on the field today on this beautiful day. And as we are closing out the first half of the year, I want you to tell us one thing that you are reflecting on in a very positive way about how you've shown up in business. So first things first, share with us your sentiment, and then one thing that you're reflecting on, what you did right for the first part of the year. Let's roll.
I think that my sentiment, what I did right, was I remained grateful for the opportunities that I have, and that I get to do this every day. And so with that gratitude, it's easy to wake up and get on calls like this, to go do a showing, to do this and that. Yesterday I was doing a showing, and they were like, because they called me last minute and they said, "Hey, can you come out here to Panola real quick?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll be out there in an hour and a half." It was a dump, like a fixer, but they were apologizing to me for having me run out. And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, the opportunity to come out here and see this property and do all that just a blessing." I just am excited and encouraged, and I encourage everybody else. I mean, you said it a million times, Elias. Like, if you're not happy, you're not passionate about this, you don't love doing this, then you got to find something else. And I quite frankly am just extremely grateful. And so I think that that's my sentiment this morning, is to just remain grateful for all the blessings that we have through the adversity. We always end up in a, we're always taken care of, essentially. And I'm just grateful for this business, this group, this everything I got going on right now. And I think that what I did, the one thing I did this first half of the year, is from the beginning of the year to this moment right now, I have remained grateful.
Man, I absolutely love it. And I feel that sense of gratitude, my man. And I tell you what, in gratitude, all things can change, right? There's all kinds of shit that if we look at our lives that we don't like, that that are negative, or whatever the context is. But if we just sit back and look at all the beautiful things that we have in our life, man, there's tons. There's a huge long list. And the fact that you're here, that you have another breath, that you could stand up, that you can walk, that you can hold your babies, that you can go for a walk outside and enjoy the fresh air, that in itself is enough that we should all be super stoked on the life that we have. So you guys, it's Wednesday, but I'm going to switch some things up today. The market is what the market is right now. We know that there's more inventory on the market right now. We understand at a very high level that there's more competition out there for our sellers. We understand that buyers have more opportunities. However, some places you're still not getting a deal despite how you write the offers. In some cases, in some markets, you're getting concessions, you're getting seller credits. And so I believe that right now we understand where the market is at. At the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, are we having enough conversations to even be a player in the market right now? Meaning, if we're having the conversations, then we're going to have the appointments that are going to lead to the showings, that are going to lead to the offers that we're writing. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to take you through an exercise, because it's really, really important. You guys, we're going through, or in the next couple of days, we're going to be through with the first half of the year. I want you to ask yourself right now, when you think back and you reflect over the course of the last 6 months, are you proud of everything that you've been able to accomplish in your life, business, health, and relationships? Or are you sitting there saying, you know what, I missed some opportunities. I didn't show up. I wasn't consistent. I let some things fall through the cracks. I didn't follow up. I didn't follow through. I wasn't visible on social media. And so what I want you to do is I want you to reflect, and let's call that your truth. And the numbers are going to speak the truth, right? And then you have to say, over the course of the last 6 months, if I was truly to be introspective, if I was truly to look at myself and say, how did I show up? Did I have discipline? Did I have consistency? Did I own my fame? Did I create visibility? Did I do everything that I know I needed to do? Did I work my ass off, or did I just kind of skate by? Did I do the hard things, or did I take shortcuts? Did I get uncomfortable, or did I stay in my comfort zone? Was I common, or was I uncommon? You need to really ask yourself those questions and reflect. And here's the thing, I don't give a fuck what happened the last 6 months of the year. Okay, that's for you to look at. What I care about is what's going to happen from now until the end of the year. And what I'm calling this savage season. And let's call savage season is you reflecting on the next 6 months moving forward. And from June 1st until December 31st, this is going to be savage season. How you show up this summer is going to be reflected in your winter months. What are you going to do? And as you look at your vision for the next 6 months, what needs to happen? Like, I want to sell X amount of homes, X amount of deals, X amount of GCI, X amount of income, whatever that number is. And we're going to go through a formula today. I want you to be so crystal clear that you guys are just walking into this next season, the next half of the year, as absolute savages. You are ready to take over. And then what you look at is you look at your micro commitments. What are the small things that I'm committing to over the course of the next 6 months that I know are going to impact my life, my business, my health, and my relationships? I know without a shadow of a doubt. You have to be very clear on what those micro commitments are. And if you don't like where you are at this point, 6 months into the year, that's not my fault. It's not Kenny's fault. It's nobody else's fault except for yours. But the great thing about it is that there's still so much time to change that. You guys, in this business, in 3 months, you can make $100,000. Have I seen it happen over and over and over again? And it's your opportunity to say, you know what? 6 months in, whether you liked your year or you did not, it's your opportunity to either capitalize and double down on all the things that have worked for you, or chart a course with absolute clarity. So we're walking into the second part of the year. This is going to be about your structure, your plan, your habits, and how you are spending your time each and every day. And so I put together an exercise for all of us to do. So if you guys are on the phone right now, if your cameras are off, I want you to be present in this moment. I want you to be here, be on, and I'm calling you out if your cameras are not on. I want you to get in the room, be here, be in this moment, because learning is an active process. I want you guys to be locked in. So I want to encourage you guys, if you're driving, keep your phone off, be safe. But I want to encourage you to get yourself on camera, be present, be in the moment. I don't care about your eyelashes, your hair, your bangs, or whatever else you got going on. All I want to do is see you present and be in this moment with you. So let's do this. I'm going to go over to Aaron. You're going to be my resident reader for this first part of this, and I'm going to go here. So Aaron, you always articulate very well. I'm going to have you read this out loud to the group. And then it should be up in just a second. Can you see it yet?
Got it. All right. Restore the dignity of hard work. Hard work is under attack. In today's society, a movement of comfort, convenience, and complacency threatens the power of hard work in your life. Your innate power, we both have it. Your innate power, we both have it, you and I. We, the few, are the last line of defense, the counter movement. So set the example, give more, be more, do more, even if it's just one more step into your power, and work hard to design your life. Lead others with your servant heart to do the same. We will not stop until we restore hard work to the rank and respect it deserves, to the rank and respect it once had.
So I'm going to pause there for a quick second. Now, Aaron, as you read through this and as you're looking back at what you just read and recited, where does this land for you? How does this land for you in the essence of restoring the dignity of hard work? Because I believe that there's certain elements of society that have pushed hard work to the back burner, that people have tried to take shortcuts. They've chose complacency. They've chose comfort instead of walking into the hard things. And we talk about that all the time here at Coaching. So Aaron, what's your takeaways from this, what you just shared?
It reminds me a little bit of something JJ said a couple months back, where he was like, getting on everybody about being in our feelings about the hard stuff that's happening, and was like, to look at a picture of a coal miner with the dust and soot on his face and what they were doing to provide for their family. And again, it's one of those things where if you love what you're doing, if you enjoy what you're doing, you wake up and you're like, this is exciting, then the hard work just comes as part of it. And I think personally myself that I see hard workers. I see you, I see Ashley, I see a ton of people on the screen and in our environment all the time that I see as hard workers. I respect the work they put in. I respect what is done every time you're closing out an intensity. And I see some of the people who are navigating after that. You can see that that hard work is paying off. And so I do understand through certain elements of society, everybody thinks things should be easy. A lot of people join real estate thinking that they just show up and they're doing $1 million listings and it's not hard work. But I also see the people who realize it's hard work, love what they do, and they put in the hard work behind it. So I respect them, but I do understand that people think things come easy, and they don't respect the fact that anything that is worth getting is gonna require hard work, no matter what it is you do, real estate or anything. But for whatever reason, people think that you can get rich quick, or that like Steve Jobs wasn't grinding before he became, Steve Jobs, right? Like it's one of those things where it lands with me. It's nice.
Yeah, and you know what, Aaron, first off, thank you for including me and as well as Ashley in the thread and the thought of hard workers. And same back to you, my man. I've seen you do the work, and not only is it hard in business, but also being a parent, being present, showing up for your family, that's hard as well. And so let us never discount the hard work. Like when we look back at our day, when we look back at our half of the year, did you work your ass off? Did you work your ass off? And you have to sit with that answer. And let's restore. I love when it says, let's restore the essence of hard work, right? At no time should we be thinking that any of this is going to come easy. It gets easier the harder you work. The harder we work in this business and in this game, and the more time we put into it, the easier things happen. But it's hard, and it's hard, and it's a grind, and it's hard until it doesn't have to be. But you did all that work, and it's never an overnight success. I did this for years and years and years in order for me to finally start to see success, right? People see the tip of the iceberg, but there's miles and miles below that of ice that have been forming and forming and forming. Now people get to see the tip of that iceberg. So Aaron, I appreciate you. Brandy, let's go to you. Key thoughts and takeaways on that sentiment, and then we're going to get right into today's exercise. Let's roll. Brandy, go. There she is.
Well, I just think I feel like people have the wrong idea about hard work. And it's based off of hard work, and so people don't want to do it. They put that fear in themselves. And I just feel like, so what if it's hard? I don't know. It just comes from a different sentiment because I've always had to tackle hard stuff to get to the other side. So to me, when somebody says something, I'm like, that's all you have to do. So when I face battles, like legit, when I face battles, I'm like, girlfriend, do you not know what you've overcome? So what is this to you? So it's like this mental game that, and like Aaron said, I do remember that conversation that about the coal miners and stuff, and when JJ brought that up and stuff, and yeah, it's kind of just like, oh, we always say hard work, but is that to put that blocker there? Why not be like, well, that's easy. Okay, well then go do it. But we do that hard work because it tenses us. It makes us stressed for that moment to do the hard. I'm just like, okay. So I don't know. I just have the opposite where I'm like, all right, if I could do this, if I've completed that, if I could do 50 doors, what's stopping me from doing 100 doors? If I can make 10 calls, what's stopping me from doing 20 calls? If I can eat this certain way, what's stopping me from continuing and doing this certain way? If I could be healthy, then what's stopping me from, going to that next level of that area of my life? So I just say bring on all the hard work.
Yeah, absolutely love that because, hey, at the end of the day, go to the gym. People are like, oh, it's so hard. How do you do it? What? Like, I love it. Like, give me that pressure. I want to lift something heavy so I feel reward. I want to sit in the hot sauna at 130 degrees, whatever. Like, I want that for my body because it feels so good, like walking towards that hard. So really good stuff, Brandy. Let's go to Demi, I knew you'd have something on this one because your favorite word is in this statement. And then we'll go Gary Archer, then we're going to shift gears. I got something for you guys. All right, Damian's frozen. We're going to try that one more time. 1, 2, 3. Gary Archer, you're up next, man.
Hey, thanks for the mic. Good morning, everyone. I've been going down this road a long time about people afraid of the hard work and afraid of getting to the other side. And it's not necessarily hard work. It's just different than they normal. It's a different routine. So it's not necessarily hard. And what I see is a lot of people ain't willing to do something new without the guarantee of success. And so many people aren't willing to take a chance with the new work without the guarantee, right? There ain't too many people that'd be going to the gym if the gym couldn't guarantee that, the cause and effect, right? The cause is there, but the only way we get the effect is the cause. So I don't want people to hide behind the word hard work. Just go do it. It's really not hard. Someone's done it before you. I promise you. It just, you just don't understand it, which makes it hard. Like, division was hard before you learned it.
Yeah, my man. Absolutely. Let's go, Damian. What do we got from Big Dog?
Recently, I shared this with you guys a couple months ago, but I read a book called Ikigai, and it was basically talking about the people around the world who lived the longest. And one of the commonalities was that they never stopped working throughout their lives. So they're living, they called them super centurions, people that live past 110 years old. And they did so. Part of the reason is because they never stopped working. And they realized that basically we're here to work in some kind of capacity. Like, we're not here to chill and just vacation all the time. And it even compared it to American culture, how we look forward to retirement age just so we don't do anything. But that's when sickness sets in. That's when depression sets in. Is like, as long as you stay active and you have work, you have something to do, you have life. And so ever since reading that, I look at it different. Like, I want a task. I want to be able to do something. I want to have a contribution. I want to work. And, since you record these things, I want to work until it works, because nothing works until you do. Nothing works unless you do.
Shameless plug. I love it. Oh, I always appreciate your contributions. So let's get right into the exercise for the day. You guys prepared this. I'm ready to go. So you might want to take some notes on this. If you do not get the screen grabs or take notes, I have a worksheet for you at the end. So if you do miss it, it's all right. I'll have a QR code and a worksheet for you. So like I said, this is savage season. This is what I'm dubbing this season. This is the time of the year where we're going to separate ourselves and we're going to dive in. This is the time where you guys are going to release that dog in you, that fight in you, that spirit in you. This is the time where you're going to set yourself up to have those Christmas presents, to have that vacation, to buy your mom something special, to stock away some extra money so you can do something that you truly want to do in life, right? How many of you want to go on a vacation by the end of the year? How many of you have something special that you want to do? How many of you have 5 kids that would love to go to Disney World, right? Like, just think about these things. Like, this is savage season. So we're in the summertime. The sun is out. There's nothing impeding us. The weather is great. So we're going to go through this, and I want you guys to start with the end in mind. If you've spent any time with me doing business planning, prepping, and preparing, I believe in structure, I believe in a system, and I believe in making sure that each of you have a goal and making sure that it is attainable and is broken down. So let's start with the end in mind. How many contracts do you need to close by December 31st? Now, mind you, everybody's going to be a little bit different. Some of you have different goals, different income, targets that you need to hit. Everyone's different. So my exercise is an example of 10 contracts. So how many contracts do I need to close by December 31st? So in this example, we did 10 contracts. So I want you to take whatever number you have, whether it's 8, whether it's 10, whether it's 15, whether it's 5, whatever that number is, and you're going to multiply that by 60. Now, 10 contracts times 60 conversations is 600 conversations. Very, very simple math. Now, divide by work weeks left. Now, this example does 26 weeks. However, if you're going to be going to Disneyland, you know you have a vacation, you know that you always take 2 weeks off in December, whatever it is, then you're going to reduce the amount of weeks. I did mine based on 26 weeks. So now you take your 600 divided by the amount of weeks that you're going to work to give you the conversations that you need to have per day. Now, in this simple exercise, this states here that at 23 divided by 5 days work, you're going to have about 5 conversations a day. It's 4.6. So this is a simple formula for you to be able to determine where your conversations are going to come from based on your activities. Now, here's the target. The target is your target. It is your target that you need to hit by December 31st. The conversations needed weekly, you'll enter your numbers based on the formula. Contracts needed, insert your number. So make sure that you are entering your formula stats. I'm just giving you an overview of how to work the math. Now, step 2. This is the pillars of pressure. You've heard me call this the pillars of production in the past if you've spent time with me, but I want to use the pillars of pressure because we need to purposely be diving into areas of our business that are creating pressure. Right? Some of us go through this business and we're not applying enough pressure. Oh, I don't like myself on camera. I'm not going to get on camera. You're not applying pressure in social media. Oh, I don't like door knocking. It doesn't ever work out for me. Then you need to do more of that and apply more pressure. So I'm calling this the 5 pillars of pressure. And there's actually a bonus one on here as well. So here's a formula and here's a breakdown of something that you guys can do. And I just developed mine to show you as an example. You guys work it any way that you want. Number 1 is your sphere of influence. 5 conversations. You're calling past clients. You're out for and have coffee with your top contacts. You're sending out CMAs. You're contacting your aunts, your uncles, your homies, your friends, your past coworkers, letting them know that you were in real estate. And here's the thing that I want you to see at the top of the screen here. There's a very important word, and it says omnipresent. You see, the definition of omnipresent states in all places at all times. Through proper marketing, through proper exposure, it's going to allow you the ability to be seen by more people to create a sense of omnipresent. When they think real estate, Shaw is the only name that they should be thinking. They're in her world, they see her posts, they see her emails, all the things. Like there should be no reason that Gary Archer isn't the person that people think about in his circle when it comes to real estate. If someone else buys from somebody else or lists their home from somebody else, that's Gary's fault because he didn't create a sense of being omnipresent in all places at all times. You guys with me so far? Give me a thumbs up on the screen or just give me a physical emoji or physical thumb up. I don't know you can do a physical emoji. Okay, cool. Number 2, community involvement. Obviously, you guys are very aware of what this looks like. Community involvement, having 2 conversations weekly. Attending events, your sports youth organizations, hosting neighborhood meetups. If you got a Porsche, if you're a bike club, if you're in a run club, if you like cats, if you like bunnies, if you like dogs, you get it. There's all kinds of things. If you're part of a German Shepherd club, you're having conversations within the community and get involved in things that you actually enjoy. Don't go enjoy a Porsche and join a Porsche club and you drive a Toyota. It doesn't mesh. Go and do things that are aligned with who you are and what you're actually into. Company generated leads. Now listen, if you're on this call, you have access to company generated leads. You have access to the lead pond. The lead pond is an opportunity for you to go and shake the tree and see if you can have some conversations. 5 conversations weekly. Follow up with Zillow leads, online leads, responding the same day, following up based on their criteria. I noticed that you just looked at this house. I'm setting up my tours for tomorrow. What time do you want to go see this house? Working those company generated leads that are provided for you. Social media, 6 conversations per week. And you guys, this is a very, very small number. DMs and comments. Somebody comments on a video that you posted. It is not an agent. And they say, Ashley, Thanks for the great information. She looks at their profile. They're not an agent. Wonderful. What was it about that video that really landed for you? Have a conversation with these people. They respond to something that you did in DM. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up. What was it about the video that you liked? Hey, I'm reaching out to you, Aaron. I saw that you hosted this Twilight open house. Where did you get the people? Where did you get that sushi chef? Like, have conversations in your DMs. Video content, polls, reels, birthday shout outs, you guys know the whole routine. However, if you're not using social media, then you cannot have these conversations. And once again, like a broken record, it is the year 2025. If you are not on social media, you are missing opportunities to grow your business organically. Your way, your vision, your crusade, your purpose, your mission that nobody else can take away from you. Open houses, 3 conversations a week. Now, God, this plan is so C-. 3 conversations a week. You guys can easily have those conversations at one open house. If you're inviting people through your database, if you're door knocking, if you're following up, if you're having interaction with the people that are actually present at the open house, not saying, well, let me know if you ever need anything. Here's my card. Week. We should be booking for conversations or having conversations that book for a buyer consultation and or a listing appointment. And then the last one is farming. Now, you might not be there, might not have the budget for it. This is a 12 to 18 month plan of you strategically reaching out to those consumers in that neighborhood. That is 12 to 18 months. And if you're not ready to commit to 12 to 18 months in an actual farm, then don't do it. Because people will say, I knocked on doors and I did this. How many doors? Oh, 100. Did you do it again? No, I didn't get any results. Why? Because you didn't do it long enough. 12 to 18 months is an actual farm. You door knocking one time in a community is not farming. A farm is focused area, residential marketing plan that is designed to be for a long duration that you water, and then harvest and then repeat that process. Make sense? Let's keep cruising. My weekly total was 23 conversations. Here's step 3, weekly action plan. Each of you need to create some type of plan for yourself every single day. If the goal for you is to hit 23 conversations, 30 conversations, 40 conversations, whatever your number is, then how are you going to break that down every single day? Whether it's Monday, you're making certain amount of reels, you're inviting people to the open house that you're having on the weekend, you're following up with consumers that you had at your open house. Tuesday, you're sending 3 DMs, buyer lead follow-up, whatever this looks like, right? This is my schedule. I want you to build your own schedule similar to what Aaron Crisp has done with his strategic marketing plan. Thursday, I'm sending X amount. Friday, I'm doing X amount. Personal video to my database. Whatever it is, you guys need to be very, very clear on how you're setting up and structuring your day. The killer in this business, Gary, is lack of structure. We have all the energy, we have all the excitement, we have all the drive. Well, that's not enough in this business. It's not enough if you do not back it up with some type of structure that has an action plan that allows you to say, these are the direct things that I need to do to move the needle in my business every single day. I'm going to pause for a quick second. Anybody have any questions, thoughts, dialogue thus far? Okay. Step 4 is your weekly reflection. Here's what I want you to do is I want you to count how many conversations did you complete. And I want you to start that this week. Simply just count all the conversations that you have for the week. And when you think about the pillars of pressure, what pillar was most productive for you? What pillar was the most productive? And then on the flip side of that, what's one pillar you need to go harder on next week? Maybe you did really good on your door knocking. You did really good at attending community events, but you didn't create any social media content. So what I want everybody to create is I want you to create diversity within your business. And I will always say that because I believe in healthy diversification and a healthy business structure and organization. But if you don't do it with intentionality, then what's happening is that we're just trying to go about this business. We're getting busy, we're being busy, but we have no intentionality. You see, that's not how you drive an effective business. And did you generate an appointment or contract this week as a result of the conversations that you were having? Because if you're doing the activity and having the conversations, but you're not booking for the appointment, then maybe we need to coach you on how to have better conversion based on the conversations that you're having. But without doing the data or creating the data and doing the work, you're not going to be able to have any of those answers. Make sense? All right, cool. So I want you all to be a savage. Be a savage in the activities that you're doing day to day to make sure that you are building the dream vision for your business, right? I don't give a shit what happened this first 6 months. You sit with that. Whether it was great, own it, wonderful, congratulations. If it was not, then you sit with that. All I can say is moving forward. What does that look like? How am I going to unleash the dog, and how am I going to be a savage for the next 6 months of the year? I want to go on vacation. I want to take my mom places. I want to be able to pay things off for her. My mom's going into surgery in 2 months. My brother, is finally getting his life right. And there's opportunities for me to help him and provide opportunities for him and his son. So you guys, be a savage. Savage season isn't about random effort. It's about calculated daily conversations with intentionality. You are not chasing leads, you are building a machine. So your new mantra going forward is every conversation counts, every pillar builds, and every week compounds. If you do this daily, you stick to it, then every single week, and then every single month, and now every single quarter, and you look back at quarter one, quarter two, and you're like, man, all I've done is advance and progress and get better and advance and progress and get better. And that's the flow and that's the system. By the end of the year, you have advanced, you have grown, you have progressed, and you have created a system and a structure that is definable, that is measurable, that is forecastable. Because at the end of the fucking day, we are not realtors. You are business owners, and you need to treat it as such. But if you don't have a plan, you walk into the world every single day haphazardly, meandering with no destination in sight. We need to be crystal clear on the next 6 months, because we, ladies and gentlemen, are in savage season. So I want to hook you guys up. This whole exercise that I just did, I put into a QR code. In that QR code, it's going to lead you to a Google document. That Google document, I want you to print, and I want you to write out your own plan. So let me pause for a second while you guys grab the document. And once you have it, give me a thumbs up. And if you are on your phone, I'll make sure to drop the link in the chat, or if somebody can do that for me, so I can stay in state. All right, cool. Give me actual emojis on the screen once you guys have this QR code and you have the document. Give me any type of emoji on the screen. All right, cool. 2 people have the document, I guess. All right, 3 people. All right. Morgan, Snow Bentley, Lisa, Simone, did you guys grab that document? Nico, Kyrell, Otis, Blessing, Jessica, Elizabeth Serta, Sophia.
Got it.
Got it. All right, thank you. I'm calling on people, you guys, and you're leaving me hanging. When I call on your name, can you at least give me a response back to let me know that you are here? Elizabeth, Jessica, iPhone, Otis.
Yes. I got it.
All right, perfect.
I'm driving. I don't have
I
it.
need the link.
All right, cool. Let me put it in the chat down below. That way we have it, you guys. I want to make sure that you have this and you guys can go and do your own exercise based on this. I'm going to do here, copy link. I'll put it in the chat down below so the people that are driving can just pull it from the chat. Boom, bam, we are in. All right, cool. Thank you, Simone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, cool. So let's do this. I want to unpack this conversation. I want to hear where your guys' thoughts are at. It's a lot of information in a short amount of time, but I've been up since 4 a.m. I'm fucking ready. I'm ready to go. I'm excited about life, excited about business. So I'm going to go to Christina Macias. And by the way, Christina, I have never, or maybe I haven't noticed it. I haven't noticed the dog in your logo. Is that new, or has that always been there?
No, it's semi-new. I want to say starting of this year.
It's cute.
Thank
It's
you.
super, super cute. Okay, Christina, let me hear your thoughts and where your head's at based on the conversation thus far.
Yeah, I think the beginning of the year has been good. I am still working full time, so I do envy people that have like all day to be able to do things because I don't, and time does get away from me. But I love this prompt that you shared and this link, so I'm going to really just try to crank up the savage here and just move forward with more of this as much as I really possibly can. So
Crank up the savage. I absolutely love this. Let's get that savage cranking. I absolutely love this. Ashley, I want to hear from you. Thoughts, insight, dialogue, and just looking at this next 6 months as our savage season to walk into it with intentionality and purpose. Let's hear from you, Ash.
So, what Christina just said reminded me of something I saw online. It's 9 to 5 is to build your foundation. 5 to 10 is to build your freedom and to build your way out of that foundation. So if you are working that 9 to 5, you have 2 full-time jobs now. If you ever want to get out of that full-time job, you're working 5 to 10, whatever those high impact activities are, to be able to create that freedom. And then the other thing that
Hold on really quick. 9 to 5 is what?
to create your foundation. That creates your bills, that pays your bills, that creates the peace of mind so that you can go out and do those impactful activities that are going to build wealth.
And then 5 to 10 was what?
5 to 10 is to build your freedom.
Ooh.
5 to 10 is the investment in your future to get out of the chains, those golden handcuffs of the 9 to 5. If you ever want to make it out of the 9 to 5, you can't work 40 hours a week. You've got to work 5 to 10, as long as that takes to be able to have enough money and enough freedom to ditch the 9 to 5.
Wow, really, really powerful analogy. I haven't heard it broke down, the create freedom and the build freedom, or create foundation and build freedom. Really, really powerful. Sorry, I cut you off. What else?
Yeah, no worries. The second thing that came to mind was that this is a domino effect, right? We're in a numbers game. The more people we talk to, the more we break out that savage and create the energy and talk to all of these people, we're creating opportunities. But what we don't want to do is let any of those fall to the wayside. What I've done this year is I created a project management system, not a CRM, a project management system. And every single human being that I talk to is in my project management system and has a due date for the next time I'm going to talk to them. So these people I'm talking to sometimes 14 times, and maybe they don't respond until they do. And they do eventually. They do respond and they turn into something. So if you look at it as a domino effect, and every single person you speak to ends up in your project management system, by December, I mean, you're just going to have so many leads to follow up with. It's impossible not to be successful.
Yeah, and you know, you guys, it's just really, really easy, right? When we think about this business, I think we complicate it as humans. It's just easy that if you have the conversations lead to appointments, the appointments lead to showings lead to offers written lead to contracts accepted. But a lot of us miss the first step. The first step is just prospecting at a high level and making sure that we're having those conversations. So Evangeline, let's hear from you based on what's been covered thus far. Talk to us about where your head's at.
Yeah, well, what I want to share something is like between this conversation as well as what I had heard over the weekend is my uncle turned 60 and he was telling me about the 5 Ds. And the 5 Ds is, and mind you, this man was a college basketball coach for the JC, high school basketball coach, right? You know, we always talk about discipline. There's so many steps before that. He told me you got to decide, like, are we going to decide that we are showing up today and we want to be amazing in this business? You have to have that desire that you really do want it, right? Because it's one thing to make a decision, but do you actually have this desire in your heart? You need to be determined. You need to now dedicate to this cause. And then the last is discipline to make it happen. I heard that and I thought that was a mic drop. I thought that was pretty powerful. And that really resonated with me. I even like wrote that down and put that in my notes. So that's this is going to be my mantra for this last half of the year.
I love it. So Evangeline, so just I want to make sure that I wrote the 5 Ds down and that everyone else has them correctly, because I want to make sure I wrote fast enough. So the first one was decide.
Yep.
The second one is I have to have the desire to achieve.
Yeah. So desire. Mm-hmm.
I'm determined.
Yep.
and I'm dedicated to that, and I have the discipline to follow through on all this.
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
And
so
he
go ahead.
had told me that this is applicable in he had told all of us. He said, I told this to my 4 kids. I'm telling this to you guys, me and my husband, as we have kids, or a child now, right? He's like, look, it's these 5 Ds, and that will resonate with you in different stages of life, but it will always come down to the 5 Ds. And I'm hearing this is resonating with me in my business, where meanwhile he's telling his son, who's deciding which college he wants to go to and is afflicted, and he flat out said, he's like, well, you're afflicted because you haven't decided yet, right? So it really does resonate at different stages of life.
I absolutely love this, and it reminds me of the book 10X is Easier Than 2X, because it talks about your growth map. And oftentimes we're looking externally for what our growth map is, or somebody's just tell me how to do it or show me the way. Well, when you think about opportunities in your life where you've grown, whether in school, whether professionally, whether spiritually, whether emotionally, and you break it down, first and foremost, I had to decide on what I wanted in life. I had to have the desire to truly, truly build something or change or become. I was determined enough to see this through no matter what adversity, no matter what challenges. I dedicated myself to this change, and I had the discipline to follow through on everything, and I continued that cycle. This is your growth map right here. So Evangeline, I've heard this stated before, but I've never heard it stated in the 5 Ds, and I think that's even more impactful because it's easy for us all to resonate with. So we don't have to look externally for the answers. You could look externally for reminders, but that growth map is already within inside of you. If you just write it like this and you look at it, that is the answer to all of our growth. So Evangeline, shout out to you. Shout out to your uncle. That was really powerful. Appreciate you sharing that. All right, let's go. One more person. Key thoughts, key takeaways on this section of coaching. Brandy, let's hear from you.
Sorry, couldn't find the mute button fast enough. Okay, say that again. What was the
Any thoughts on the conversation and the dialogue thus far?
Oh, I mean, I love topics like this. I love what Evangeline just shared about the 5 Ds. I don't know. Today's a special day for me, so I'm just like feeling all the feels.
So stay there for a second. You can't just say that without us asking. What about today makes it so special?
Today, I celebrate 32 years from my first cancer diagnosis.
Oh yeah, it's a special day. And
Yeah, it is. It is like my birthday all over again. And it's funny, Elias, last week at the Zillow thing, I just got to share this thing. When we were doing the role playing, you said the Red Lobster. The reason why I had that quick comeback is because 32 years ago today, a 7-year-old little girl walked into Red Lobster to celebrate because she wanted those cheddar cheese biscuits.
Wow. Well, I'm so happy for you, Brandy. We're so happy to have your light, your energy, your testimony. And so like just sending you love and light and positive energy.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So like this whole conversation, like just hard work, staying dedicated, and really bringing no excuses, because there is a point in your life where you don't have a choice. You just have to do. And you either quit and fall failure to that, or you pick yourself up and you keep going. How can I be the best? Like the reason why I am healthy today is because that 7-year-old little girl didn't give up. And the reason why I am a shining light is because that 7-year-old girl went to school bald, faced, so many adversities that has now taught my older self. Like I applaud my younger self. And then to do it all over again when I was a teenager. So really, like when you look at, like, everyone has a story to tell. If you look at your life and what you've been through, and if you haven't been through hard things, which we all like to think, or like my kids, I would hope that they don't have to go through hard things. However, they have things like that. But you can find inspiration in those that have done that. So I just share that. And like, although we talk business and real estate, all of it can go to every life aspect, from being healthy physically, mentally, emotionally, business purposes. Like when that all aligns, and that's just my sentiment on that, because like I strive to be healthy in every single area. And just because I haven't in some areas, one, I guess you could say, been successful, I'm here to learn and work those areas that, I wasn't privy to. So,
Wow. What a cool testimony. Like, I appreciate you sharing. Like, you never know what's going to happen in these spaces. And obviously this is a space created for vulnerability and sharing and high level business strategies, but it's kind of like a combination of all of those things. And so Brandy, super happy for you, super happy that you're healthy, but you're also actively choosing health, right? Like you're actively choosing a healthy lifestyle, your dieting, your exercise, mind, body, and spirit, and what you're intaking. And so it's really cool to hear your testimony and keep shining. So appreciate you. Let's go around. Let's start wrapping this up, you guys. Really powerful, conversation today. And like I said early on, this is truly our Savage season. This is when we dive deep. And so what I want to encourage you to do, if you have not done it, I know some of you, like Aaron, other people have started creating that plan for the next 6 months. And like, let's just be so laser focused on that nothing stands in the way. You got to think about what happens in intensity. And intensity is 6 weeks. And it's very high level accountability group, very stressful, but at the end of the day, they're doing things in a sprint and then they're seeing the results. And so think about this as a sprint in your business. What can I commit to doing every single day that's going to move my business and life forward? And I'm just going to commit to that. No excuses, no bullshit, results only. And that is a mantra. And I told our team this earlier, that is a mantra for life. Right? No excuses, no bullshit, results only. I'm going to eat healthy. There's no excuses, no bullshit, results only. I'm going to save X amount of money. No excuses, no bullshit, results only. I'm going to go to the office and make 20 calls every single day. No excuses, no bullshit, results only. So like what happens in intensity, I want you guys to take some of that mentality and some of that mantra, some of that feeling, and apply that in your life and business over the course of the next 6 months. And I promise you, if you could just develop your structure, know exactly how you're going to have the conversations every single day, work on the conversations. And then if you need help because you're not converting, now we have a data set. Now we have a body of work for us to analyze, but do that hard work first. And now we have something that we can coach to and help you on. So let's go. Shadim, one key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today. We'll go to Gary Archer and then we'll go over to whoever else I see with their camera on. Actually, I'm going to call on Morgan. So Morgan, be ready.
I think just kind of making a plan and sticking to it. I think it's easy to just get in your everyday activities and then it's easy to miss some of those checklist items. I'm a big, I have an old school day planner that I write stuff down on so I can visually do the check marks. I kind of got that from my mom. So I take a lot of this sort of strategy planning along those lines, is making sure you're checking those boxes. And it's something so simple, but it's, did you check that box? Did you get that done today? Are you,
That's right. Well, Sha, I appreciate your contribution. Let's go, Gary. One key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today.
One key thought is checking ain't cheating. Checking is not cheating. So checking in on yourself is not cheating. Having a guideline, having some sort of structure. You'll see a lot of people go to the gym a lot of times at first with their friends, and probably takes them about a week before they say, man, I need to get a routine. I need to maximize these moments, man. I'm already coming here. I'm coming here every day, bro. What do I do in these hours? So try to do the same thing with your business. Don't get so hard on yourself, but hold yourself accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable. It's okay, but it's okay to say, you know what? And don't wait till tomorrow to start over. I hate that. Start over right now. You made a mistake, start right now. A whole new, don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait for the sun to come out. Don't wait for nothing great to happen. You are what is great that's going to happen. So make it happen.
Man, really good stuff. I absolutely love it. I always love when I love when everyone contributes, but you can tell that Gary and Otis are great friends. They speak a similar language. It's very heartfelt. There's a lot of soul in it. So I appreciate what you do, Gary. Let's go, Morgan. Morgan, one key thought, one key takeaway from our time together today. And is my baby niece in the car with you today?
She is not. She's at school today.
Okay.
Pressure. I mean, now, especially within these upcoming months, I have a lot of pressure that's going to be put on me. And so I strive under pressure. So now I just need to go full force in real estate. I can't have any excuses right now. So just applying pressure, and I know I can do it.
Yeah, and we know that you can do that. So I appreciate you saying that. And I want to go here one more time. What I want you guys to do is help me break the internet today. Take a picture of this. Feel free to make a video of it. You know, when we talk about this savage season, it's going to come up in a second, so hang tight. Feel free to take a picture of this. I want you guys to share this on social. But I believe that this truly needs to be, you know, how you're thinking. And I'm going to just say it one more time for the people in the back of the room. Savage season isn't about random effort. It's calculated daily conversations with intentionality. You're not chasing leads, you're building a machine. Your new mantra: every conversation counts, every pillar builds, and every week compounds. Let's break the internet, take pictures of this, tag me in it, put it on social media, because you guys, at the end of the day, you guys, I've seen people in this game, I've seen it, make $100,000 in 3 months. I've seen people make their entire year in 1 quarter. Listen, you guys, I know that if you go out right now and sell an $800,000 house and you're sitting on a $20,000 paycheck, $25,000 paycheck, that can change your life. That can pay off some bills. That can give you more opportunities. That can give you a breath of fresh air. You guys have the opportunity to close out the rest of the year strong. Like when you think about someone like Sierra, who's new to the team, she's number 4 in the entire company for closed volume, and she's still new. She started here, she started grinding, and she's building her business. And so, you guys, it can happen. I've seen it time and time again, but it's going to require you to become somebody different if your business is not where it is, right? So whatever you sat with for the first half of the year, if you're proud of yourself, then double down on that. But if you say, you know what, I left some opportunities on the table, then you need to change that. You need to change that and say, you know what, I'm going to make 70,000. I'm going to make 100,000 from now to the end of the year. I'm going to crush it. I'm going to commit to my conversations. I'm going to commit to my activities, my action, my consistency, and all things will change in my business. I want you to have a really great holiday season. I want that more than anything for you. I don't want you to tell your kids no. Right? I don't want you to, you know, spoil them too much. I just don't want you to have to tell them no or have to go in debt to buy them things that they want for the holiday season. That's the last thing I want for you. Go and be able to create some opportunities for them and feel so good that when you spend a little bit of extra money, or when you take the kids on that little vacation for 4 days, 5 days, like you feel good. You're not like, oh my God, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? I put it all on a credit card and now I'm paying a 10% interest on this money. Go and create something for yourselves, you guys. Have some fun. Go have your conversations. And so, you guys, that is all I have for you on this beautiful Wednesday. Hopefully you found that helpful. Hopefully you downloaded that document. I'm here if you need anything. If you need closer proximity to me, if you need a one-on-one coaching session, get on my calendar. I would love to support you closer if I can. And as always, keep it moving toward your dreams, goals, and vision, and make today a day that matters. Peace.